Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Mad Heidi, and this 2022 film was directed by Johannes Hartmann and stars Alice Lucy, Kel Massena, and the one, the only Casper Van Dien, among others, of course. The story of this movie takes place in this dystopian Switzerland where they have a very fascist government, and the government's all about cheese. It's their main export. Everyone's forced to eat it as well. And so it follows this girl named Heidi as she is subject to, the oppression of the government. And so she's, taken away, put into this brainwashing program, escapes, has to fight her way through the government and all that stuff. But what will happen though? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, this movie is a Swissploitation movie. And I think with this one, it was just like crowdfunded and done by people who have a passion for film. And with this one, Swissploitation, they kind of exploit the Swiss culture, I'll say that. They have like a fascist government that is all about cheese. Swiss cheese, of course. They forced everyone to eat Swiss cheese. And that's, just very funny. They do all the costumes as well and, all their historical fighting style. Like the woman, she picks up like a halberd instead of, a samurai sword or whatnot. And so it just, casually exploit Swiss culture. I think they do it in a way that's fairly non-offensive. They kind of still have, persecution of, in this movie, it's the lactose intolerant. And so it's not particularly too offensive, I would say. And I enjoy that aspect to it where it is kind of just a light, comedy exploitative film that way. So definitely works for me. Other than that, I really did enjoy Casper Van Dien in this one. His acting is certainly over the top, and his accent's pretty crazy. He doesn't do the best, Swiss accent at all, but he's trying his best, I guess. And then the way he says certain things is like a very kind of Americanized way of saying things. And so all of that, I don't know, it works for what it is. It's very cheesy, very Swiss cheesy that way. It's one of those things that, shouldn't be really good, but is really enjoyable. So I just kind of like seeing him on screen in this one. Also with this one, all the costumes are wonderful. Of course, they're all very Swiss costumes, and that's just fun to see. I enjoyed, all of the characters. Heidi's pretty good as well. They have one character called Goat Peter, and he's pretty cool as well. So all of the characters, all their costumes definitely work in this one to make it kind of seem like this, exploitation world that could happen if you're, doing a comedy. So all of that definitely works to bring it into the movie and just create like kind of a spectacle that you can see. There is certainly some violence in there as well. They try very, very slightly to get like kind of that gore in it. And when they do gore, it's like over within 10 seconds. So it's never really on screen. But all of that exploitation stuff that, you've come to love from other movies are definitely included in this one. So I don't know. It just works together to be, this light exploitation movie that, I think is entertaining. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, not much really. If I was to say anything, they do try this exploitation genre, but it is a little bit tame for what it is. They have very limited gore, very limited violence. They could have upped that. And so it is pretty tame for what it is. Again, it's more exploitative of the culture rather than people. So yeah, it's just kind of tame that way. Other than that, yeah, not much. I think it's just kind of like a fun movie to enjoy, maybe with a few boys or brewskis, maybe even girls. Why not? Sure, they do have something that's a little bit out there in the end, but yeah, it is what it is. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, I think if you like that exploitation genre, yeah, totally check this one out. It is kind of interesting take on the whole genre itself, so it's pretty interesting that way. Other than that, if you have like a bad movie night with some friends and stuff, totally turn this one on. It should be pretty good as well. So if that sounds like you, then check it out. As for rating, well, I have to give it the above average score of 6. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.